Recording. Salvador Dali. Center, beautiful place. That's beautiful people. Pairs of your Hello friends, how are you all? Welcome to Lost in Spain. Today I will tell you about our road trip that we took from Madrid to Rome, all driving through France and the Italian coast. And we were out for 12 nights, 3,200 kilometers of total drive, in which 11 nights were in the hotel and the last night was on the ferry, the ship that came from Rome to Barcelona. So the first day was our drive from Madrid to Roses, that's a small town in the province of Girona. And before arriving in Roses, we actually stopped at the historical quarter of Girona, where we saw the beautiful cathedral and the historical quarter that has been shown in the series of Games of Thrones. And then from Girona, we went to another small town nearby, that is Figueres. And Figueres is the town where the famous painter Salvador Dali was born, and also he died there. So here you can learn a thing or two about the life of Salvador Dali. And our next stop from Roses was to Avignon, but on the way to Avignon we stopped at Montpellier, a very beautiful French town with beautiful 18th century architecture, beautiful gardens and park, and there's even an 18th century aqueduct. And coincidentally we arrived there on a Sunday when they had a flea market, so we strolled through the flea market also. So it was summertime, the weather was, as you know, it was quite hot this summer. And from Montpellier we went to Nimes, a very beautiful Roman town where we have an amphitheater and some other constructions of the Roman period. And nearby Nimes we have a very special aqueduct, the Pont du Gard aqueduct, under which you can actually swim in the Gard river. That's what I did in the river at the time. And then our night stop was in Avignon, a town which was the headquarter of the popes before the Vatican around 13th century. So another very historical place. We had this papal palace, and near the papal palace actually they were having a party, and we went to the party actually. Then from Avignon we drove to the French Riviera, passing through Cannes, Nice, or Nice as you say, and Monaco. So and Monaco, as you know, is famous for the Formula 1 GP circuit. So I drove my car through the city, Monte Carlo circuit, and we actually got lost there. And Cannes was all very glamorous city with beautiful architecture and all the yacht of the rich people docked into the sea. So this is the Formula 1 circuit which we drove through, and we had to go around in circles many a time to find our way out. Then from there we stopped at a place known as San Remo. We actually slept a night there. And San Remo also has a very interesting historical quarter with some very interesting architecture. Then following the coast we went to a place known as Santa Margarita, from where we took a boat to go to two beautiful places. First stop was a very glamorous place known as Portofino, which is famous among the rich people who all come here with their beautiful yachts and the luxury boats and everything. After spending a few hours in Portofino during morning time, we continued with the boat service to La Abadía de San Frutuoso, which is like a temple on the sea coast where you can only reach by boat from the sea. And then we came back with the boat to Santa Margarita, from where we took the car and drove all the way to La Spezia. La Spezia is another town on the Italian coast, which we used as a base to visit the national park of Cinque Terre. And here we have 5 small fishermen villages on the coast surrounded by beautiful natural beauty. And we took the train from La Spezia to visit at least 3 of the beautiful towns of Cinque Terre. And the views around were really beautiful, just like Portofino, but a less glamorous and more authentic because it's a fisherman land. Then from there we drove all the way, next day obviously, from La Spezia to Pisa. And Pisa, as you know, is famous for its Leaning Tower. And we visited at night the Leaning Tower, but instead of sleeping at night in Pisa, we slept at a nearing city of Lucca, which is very beautiful. So as always, the Pisa Tower area was full of people, and we reached at evening time, and we had one of the tickets to go up to the tower, and it's got a spiral stair. You go on top and you can really feel the inclination when you are climbing on top. So we had to find a place near the tower, and we had read on the internet that there is one parking near the Pisa Tower where we parked the car. And Lucca, we also climbed a medieval tower on the top of which we have some trees. So it's very interesting. You're walking on the street and then you see suddenly a very high tower, and on top of the tower you have all these green trees. Then from Lucca, next day we drove all the way, passing through Monte Catini Terme. We drove all the way to Florence, and Monte Catini Terme had this funicular train which we took to go to Monte Catini Alto. So there is two Monte Catini, one is down and one is up. So this is the higher part of Monte Catini, which was actually destroyed in the World War. And then we reached Florence, and Florence is such an interesting city that you can easily be here 4 or 5 days. We were here 2 nights, like three days, and we visited all the typical famous galleries and the museums. We saw the beautiful sculpture of David by Michelangelo, and we also saw the beautiful paintings by Sandro Botticelli in the Galleria Uffizi. And after Florence we went to Siena, but before reaching Siena we again stopped at another place known as San Gimignano, which is famous for its medieval towers. And again, this is the Tuscany region, Toscana as we say in Spanish, and it was really beautiful, passing through all the wine countries and all these medieval towns. And San Gimignano is again famous for all the towers, which were like the skyscrapers of the older period. So from San Gimignano we went to Siena and slept one night in Siena. And Siena was actually a surprise. We were not expecting to see a lot of things in Siena. It's a small town but with very beautiful atmosphere, and a square with the high tower, and we had a nice dinner there in one of the local restaurants. And before reaching Rome we stopped at another small town, Montepulciano, which is again in the wine producing region. So you drive through all these vineyards, and then you reach this medieval town. You see all the walled city of Montepulciano. Again, you have to leave the cars always outside. Only residents and local people are allowed to take their cars inside. After Montepulciano we came to Rome, where we stayed 3 nights. So Rome, as you know, is big, is huge, and you can again be here for a week or 2 weeks. And we reached on a Sunday. On that day we went directly to the Colosseum, that was free on that day. Next day we went to the Vatican Museum and the Basilica de San Pedro, and again all these beautiful squares. This is Piazza de Venezia and the Spanish stairs, and again eating a lot of gelato everywhere, eating a lot of pasta and pizza. This is the famous Fontana de Trevi, and again Rome is full of people everywhere you go. Then on the last day we checked out from our hotel. Then we went to another town known as Tivoli, where we have a beautiful garden complex famous for its fountain. It's actually World Heritage, and there were really beautiful gardens and the fountain system, and it was really refreshing because it was hot summertime. And after roaming around these gardens we had lunch in a local Centro Comercial, that is shopping mall, and then we went to a port city known as Civitavecchia, that is the port of Rome. And from there we took the night ferry, which we took at around 10 o'clock at night, and almost 20 hours we went on this ferry. I have never been on such a big ship, and I was really a bit scared to go on there. You see people were taking their trucks and cars inside. We parked the car, and then 20 hours. Then next day in the evening at 6 o'clock we reached Barcelona, and I was so happy to come back in Barcelona. But the management and all the organization of this boat company was really a bit chaotic. So I'll let you know in all the detailed videos that I'm going to bring later. So please make sure you keep in touch. Please like and subscribe to the videos. I'll come back to you soon. Till then, hasta luego, bye bye.